Everyone is sleeping on the Texans in their first matchup of the season against the Rams, but there are a few issues. There are players on the injury report. Some of them are not playing. And not only that, we have not seen the Texans offense in a full NFL game yet. We saw some glimpses in the preseason, but a lot to talk to and kind of breaking down this first game of the season against the Rams. Football is back. I'm so excited. Let me know your thoughts on how the team's going to come together in the comments. This is going to be a lot of fun, but I will say, I've been away for the videos for a little while, so just good to be back, right? Week 1 of the NFL season. Appreciate all the support on the videos. All you guys have been going crazy, but finally back on a video. So first thing we'll mention, the injury report. The Texans have a lot of players on injury right now. C.J. Gardner-Johnson, who was supposed to be originally done for the season, looks like he might be shaping up to play week 1. The one thing the Texans do not have, Christian Kirk. He had a little bit of a hamstring strain. Not a good sign for Kirk. Love Christian Kirk, but this was a guy they traded for in the offseason. They restructured his contract, and Kirk just hasn't been able to stay on the field, not only to the start of this season, but last year as well. Early in the season, he kind of struggled with a lower body injury as well, but who is going to start in the slot now, because Braxton Berrios is not expected to play in this game either. So it could look, if we look at the depth chart here, it's Nico Collins, Jaden Higgins, and then pretty much Jalen Noel, Xavier Hutchinson, Justin Watson will probably all be rotating in for those 2 and 3 wide receivers. It's interesting to see if they're going to give Jaden Higgins the full workload. And then also, didn't really kind of dive into the 53-man depth chart, but it is interesting to see they kind of reshape the offensive line a little bit. Ed Ingram, the guard that they traded for from Minnesota, who Vikings fans despise, did not like him as a starter. Looks like he's going to be the guy at right guard. Again, Ingram was battling an injury as well. If I could find the injury report, if I can read, that says an abdominal injury. I didn't actually check it, but he's got an abdominal injury. I'm pretty sure he's going to be in line to play. But if he does not play, if Ingram is out, and he looked pretty good in the preseason as far as his PFF grade, but do you move Titus Howard back inside and risk Blake Fisher playing on the right tackle? So it doesn't seem that Blake Fisher's going to be starting this year, and I agree with that. He's not. I don't think he's ready just yet. Even last year when he got thrown into the fire, he did not play incredible. So it's Ariante Ursary, the rookie, Laken Tomlinson, the 33-year-old veteran coming over from Seattle, Jake Andrews, pretty sure it'd be, I was thinking Patterson, but Andrews is solid as well. Ed Ingram, Titus Howard. I'm interested to see if Cam Robinson's going to switch in and out with Titus Howard. Is Howard going to play guard? Well, we'll see how the season progresses. But again, more of the question is wide receiver right now. It's Nico Collins, Jaden Higgins, and I would assume Hutchinson and Noel kind of in and out, with Berrios questionable, and both Berrios and Kirk unlikely to play. Kirk, strained hamstring. Donovan talked about it yesterday. I figured, why not double dip here? Just kind of mention the big news of, hey, the Texans don't have another weapon, and it could definitely be a hard hit to the Texans. First time on the road playing in LA against the Rams, so first time at SoFi for the Texans. This is a 2.5 point spread. The Rams have the slight edge at home, and technically, I mean, I don't hate that. The Rams are a good team. This is going to be an awesome game. But the one thing I have to look forward to is, I was doing some research, but there was one guy that had a final score prediction, and I love this, 24-20 Rams. Here's the thing. I don't think the Rams are going to score a lot of points against our defense. The Texans really do have a shutdown defense. Now, if we look at the Rams' offense, it is difficult to get around. You got Kyron Williams, a great run game. Texans' linebacking core is solid. Azeez Al-Shaair, Christian Harris, hopefully he can come back healthy and step up in a big way, because that was a big part of the run stuffing ability, is those linebackers converging down, because if Kyron does get to the second level, that's kind of the basis of how is this game going to be going if the Rams are able to run the ball. My analysis is, even from a non-biased perspective, I think the Rams are going to have a tough time moving the ball. Kyron Williams probably won't have more than 50, 60 yards on the ground. I know the Rams love to run it, but that could be a committee. Puka Nacua, great wide receiver 1. That's going to be a matchup. He's going to be on Stingley Island. I mean, that's going to be a nice matchup to watch. The problem I have is Devontae Adams over the middle of the field. He's probably going to line up in the slot with Jalen Pitre. He's probably going to line up outright with Kamari Lassiter. But this is a veteran quarterback in Matthew Stafford. He knows where to put the ball. They're not going to be able to not move the ball, is what I'm saying. But they're going to have to kind of outshoot this offense. And in my humble opinion, the Texans have a much better defense than the Rams. If you look at the Texans kind of depth chart here at wide receiver, I didn't actually screenshot the defense, but we kind of know the defense. Will Anderson, Danielle Hunter, Sheldon Rankins' first kind of game back as a Texan. He was on the Bengals last year, kind of off the field issues in terms of a health issue that he was kind of coming back from. So now in a good system with the Texans, doesn't kind of work out with the Bengals. He's a good player, but again, their system was a little flawed. I think DeMeco Ryans can make so many players better just because of the defensive fit. Now, the Texans' offense is the question mark. You go back to the score prediction, 24-20, Rams' defensive line overpowers the Texans' offensive line. A lot of people are just like, the Texans O-line, and I don't know if anybody's seen the clip, and that would have been a great video to cover. I've just been so busy with work, but the Titans, I don't know who said it. I think it was on First Take, but somebody said the Titans were going to win the division, and I just went like this because it's Cam Ward. Cam Ward's going to be great in this league, but it's a rookie quarterback. It's a terrible defense. The Titans are not a good team, and we're just going to act like C.J. Stroud doesn't exist. It's just really, I heard that. I was like, what the heck's going on? But people are going to be surprised with like, the Texans' offensive line, it's not bad. Yeah, because you look at the depth chart here, and it's fine. You have a rookie left tackle from Minnesota who is he's going to take time to develop, is what analysts said. The Texans trust him enough to put him on the field for week 1 as the blindside tackle, which I wanted originally, so I love this. Tomlinson is a veteran. I'm fine with that. Ingram is the only question mark, but he proved himself in preseason and proved himself in training camp, and maybe with a new kind of coaching crew around him, Popovich can coach him up a little bit. I don't know, but it appears that this O-line, to me, to the blind eye of the biased perspective, if you will, it's not a bad line. It really isn't. It's a lot more improved from last year. I love that Tunsil's gone. He was not necessarily somebody that I wanted on this line because you want to have voices, right? You want to have teams come together. And the fact that Stroud can now check at the line and point out the mics and just be able to say, okay, let's have a run here. Or, whatever. I don't know the terms. But off the top of my head, this is going to be an awesome game. And I think the hardest thing is going to be stopping the pass game. The Texans don't have a bad pass game. It's pretty good. It's a top 10 defense. But this is, again, a veteran quarterback, a very good offense. Rams, Puka Nacua, Kyron Williams, now Devontae Adams, a absolute route merchant. Whoever's covering him is going to have a tough time. I don't care if it's I don't care if it's Pitre, Lassiter, Stingley. It's going to be whoever guards him is going to have a rough afternoon. So, I think the Texans' offense is the biggest thing I'm looking forward to is the offense. I mean, new running back, new receivers. Nico Collins and Dalton Schultz were the only two weapons that they have. And you look at the tight end room, Brevin Jordan out for the year. Irv Smith, who knows when he'll return. But you only have Schultz and Stover, which they're probably going to be in and out pretty significantly. I love Stover as a blocker. We saw a little bit of fullback lineups in preseason, which is interesting. So I want to see Woody Marks get involved, but Dameon Pierce is now the number 2. Let me know your thoughts in the comments about how this offense is going to perform week 1, but also what's going to be the biggest surprise. And I think it's the offensive line. But obviously it's week 1. There's going to be some growing pains. There's going to be some struggles. It's not going to be a perfect offense, but the biggest thing will be, can the offense be productive in a new system with Nick Caley and new receivers in Jaden Higgins, Justin Watson, Xavier Hutchinson. But the way guys were talking about this system, Christian Kirk, veterans that have been here, Justin Watson, John Mechie before he left, it's a very simple offense for somebody to understand that's just coming into the league. So it sounds like it's going to be a good year. I love Stroud. I think he's going to tear open this Rams defense. And talking about the Rams defense is not very good. Their D-line is solid, but when you get up to the secondary outside of Cam Curl, their cornerbacks out again. Darius Williams is solid, but Kobe Durant, I think that's going to be a tough matchup for him against Jaden Higgins. I know Higgins is a rookie. The biggest problem will be Mr. Verse. I mean, he is an absolute beast. Jared Verse, I don't know who's going to cover him off the edge, but he's probably going to rotate around the line a little bit. Probably a little bit of Ariane to Ursery, probably a little bit of left side of Lakin Titus Howard. So this is going to be a great game. In a final kind of thoughts here, in a let's say like a prediction for this game, I don't know. I mean, I would like to say that the Texans win. Obviously, that's biased, but I think that they can win by like a field goal. It's just they're at SoFi, first game of the year. Is Stroud going to be in sync and on the money with his receivers in a new offense? I just don't think last year defines this team. This is going to be where you come out swinging. You either lose in a very tough, gritty battle where I'm just going to be like, man, one play, one penalty, something's going to happen to where you either lose by a field goal or you win by a field goal. And I'm going to say it's going to be around the low-scoring game, but I'm going to say 2017 Texans take it. Is that really too crazy to say? Rams are going to struggle to pass the ball or run the ball? I don't know. It's going to be a battle of who can control the trenches, right? The Texans are going to need to be able to control some clock in this game, keep Nick Chubb on the ground. I think Chubb scores a touchdown. Nico Collins should get one as well. Maybe 21-17. I don't think it's going to be a very high-scoring game. Both offenses are going to have problems. Texans have a great defense. Their offense is just getting started. So there's my final thoughts on the game. Let me know your thoughts on just the season. Kirk's going to be out for a while, and it's just going to be a really interesting season. So I'm going to try and be more consistent with these videos. Probably the first time we've done it in about a week and a half. So sorry I've been gone, but Donovan's been helping out with the channel. So hit that sub button if you're new. Let me know your thoughts on the team, the count, just anything. I see you guys in there. I'm always commenting back, but enough rambling for me. Thank you so much for watching. Appreciate everyone here. Go Texans. We'll see you Sunday for week 1 against the Rams.